Hi, we're at Mobile World Congress and I'm joined in the Wind River booth by Charlie Ashton. Hello Charlie.
Hi.
So Charlie, tell me, what are some of the key challenges facing the telecom industry?
So, as we talk to telecom service providers about some of the critical business issues that they face with their network infrastructure, typically there's about four major challenges that they talk to us about. The first one is there's a concern about how they preserve their top-line revenue as they start to deploy virtualization in their networks, and specifically they're concerned about how to maintain the level of network reliability that is expected and required by their enterprise customers. The second concern is how they can minimize the OPEX, their operational expenses for their networks, and really fully leverage and fully achieve the benefits that NFV promises in that area. They're all concerned about, how NFV can give an opportunity for them to gain market share against their competitors. They want to use the rollout of new technology in order to get a leadership position and gain share compared to other service providers. And then finally, they're very concerned about how they can maintain as much flexibility as possible in their choice of hardware and software subsystems through the use of open standards, again, as they deploy NFV. And our solution helps them in all four of those areas.
So what role does Wind River play in the NFV ecosystem?
So Wind River provides NFV infrastructure software called Titanium Server, which runs the virtual network functions, which essentially are the services, and runs them with a full level of carrier-grade reliability that's required for telecom networks.
So how is Wind River accelerating NFV?
So we're accelerating NFV by providing Titanium Server as a fully integrated, fully packaged solution. And that means about a 2-year time to market advantage for our customers that are deploying NFV into their networks when you contrast that with the approach of rolling their own solution or developing it themselves.
Okay. So are there some key industry milestones that you've seen or been a part of?
Well, for us, probably the first industry milestone that we were a big part of was the ETSI NFV initiative. And we were part of several proof of concepts that were associated with that ETSI initiative. More recently, there was an open source program started last year called OPNFV, and we're also participating in and contributing to OPNFV. Again, we see a lot of value for the industry in that open source initiative.
So Charlie, tell me, how is Wind River working across the ecosystem to advance NFV?
When we look at the whole landscape of NFV, I would say that we see companies in 3 categories that are relevant for us in terms of the solutions that we provide and the problems that we solve. The first category would be the service providers themselves. An example of what we're doing with service providers would be something that we've announced here at Mobile World Congress, and we're also demonstrating with China Mobile. And there's actually 3 aspects to that cooperation with China Mobile. First of all, we're part of their new test lab that they recently announced for OPNFV systems. Secondly, we've collaborated with them on a solution for Cloud RAN or CRAN virtualization. And thirdly, we've also collaborated with them on a solution for small cells. The second category of companies is the telecom equipment manufacturers. And again, we did an announcement here at the show today where we announced that Altiostar is using Titanium Server in an intelligent base station that's part of their CRAN solution. We also have an extensive collaboration with HP that we announced back in November. HP is using technologies from Wind River in their Helion OpenStack software solution in order to come up with a version of Helion that's optimized for service providers and for telecom infrastructure. Then the third category of companies that we see is the companies that really offer subsystems, both hardware and software, that are complementary to Titanium Server. They either provide software that runs on Titanium Server, such as virtual network functions or orchestration or OSS, BSS products, or they provide server hardware that Titanium Server runs on. And just last week, we announced a fairly major expansion in our Titanium Cloud ecosystem. We've had about 8 or 9 companies have joined that ecosystem in the past couple of months.
Great. Well, Charlie, thank you very much for talking to us today.
Okay, thank you.